Greetings. What's going on? How's everybody doing? I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Here we are, just like every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Only it's 7:47, so I'm a little late today, but we're about to go live here. Actually, we already are live, but just to let you know what we have sort of lined up today. Just a quick report. We're going to be doing another Tug Life giveaway, which is Next Level Fishing's brand, t-shirt brand that we announced last week. And we'll be talking about a couple different things, recap on some videos that we did. If you guys have any questions, fire them away. And what else? ACK Demo Days. We were at that this past weekend. I'll let you guys know what I got on. And we'll just dive into some randomness with Q&A if you guys like. And we're going to make a little announcement. See you guys here in a bit. Mic check. How's everybody doing? How you guys like my, not brought to you by Google, but still one of my favorite mugs of all time. What is up? Baby, don't hurt me. What's up, Mark? Shout out to some of the first guys that come on here tonight. Hopefully we got a good one, man. So we've got Mark Garcia in the house. We've got Mesquite Outdoors in the house. We've got Luis MTZ. We've got Ernest, the flounder pounder. He's been getting on some fish lately. I probably should not have done that. And then we've got anybody else. I don't know. I guess we'll let the viewers trickle in as they may. Hopefully we have a good connection today. I think we are, actually. Man, dude, the weather, by the way, we'll get right into it. The weather's going to be kind of crazy this weekend. But I will say this. If you're a sharker, it's probably going to be, if you're a sharker, not just like a seasonal sharker, but if you actually are a legitimate sharker, like this is the kind of slop you look for, right? You want to drop those baits on that nasty stuff. That's what gets the fish going and feeling it. So, man, dude, I'm going to be out there with Eric. And so things are going to get pretty gnarly. I'm going to be out there Saturday with them. So we'll see how it goes, man. I might bring the cameras and show you guys what consistent 5-footers look like. The last video I did, it was just that last little one that sort of got up there to like, I think it was a little under a 5, but it was right there. You know, it was right there. I actually peeled ahead of it. Now, the one that came and folded, that was probably about a 4 to 5, somewhere in there. I don't know. If it's over your head and if you can stand up and if it's, you can't see over it, then that's a good indicator that it was getting up there. But I've seen just a little bit worse, or I've been in just a little bit worse, but not much. That I don't know, dude. That was just crazy. I hope everybody's doing good today. Michael Palmer coming in a couple of weeks. Cool, man. That's a good fishing target. Yeah. So, all right. So Luis is in the house, and he already hit hashtag Next Level Fishing TV. So just so you guys know, if you want in on this giveaway, actually, I'm giving away these shirts tonight. Go ahead and type in that hashtag Next Level Fishing TV so that I can add you in sequential order, and then we'll random.org it. And as I see them, I'm just writing them down as I see them. So Luis MTZ is number 1 so far. I hope everybody's doing good. So yeah, just be careful with the weather this weekend, man. I just came out with an article on Saltwater Angler Magazine, just those bi-weekly reports, and I just kind of explained on there that it's bad. If you look at the report right now, which if you're new to the show, welcome. But right down here, you'll see I give you guys just weekly updates, and that's kind of like a little summary from Friday through Sunday. You definitely still want to investigate these numbers because there's a big threshold between 16 and 25 and 2.25 to 5.5 foot waves or swells. A lot of that is going to be happening on Sunday. Saturday is going to be kind of right in between that gnarliness transition. Friday is still sketchy, but it's not as bad. So yeah, like the video, hashtag Next Level Fishing TV. It's actually right there, right here. Here are the rules. I gotta move that. I don't like the way that's looking. Hang on. Whatever. Nobody's judging, right? Let me open up this screen. All right, let me write these down. So Mark Garcia. If you guys missed last week's show, I got Mark down. Mesquite, you're down. Ernesto, you're down. And Michael, I got you down. I wanted to do something a little different, man. You know, all these, I don't know, everybody kind of has their little merch going on, dude. So I said, you know what, dude, I'm going to get on this bandwagon. But I want to do things a little different. I haven't dug into the fishing shirts yet. I just kind of wanted to do something a little bit more into left field and make some graphic tees. I don't think kayak fishing has graphic tees. Or maybe they do, but not the kind that I was trying to do. So I'm not trying to get into all this artistic design and stuff. What I'm trying to do is just utilize all these photos that I have. I mean, I take them and I've never really used them other than in publications. So I figured, you know what, man, we've got some legit photos of some guys, and if they don't mind me using them, I mean, other people, I mean, I don't know. I think that's kind of cool, you know. By the way, I know this is kind of conceited, you know. I mean, who wears a shirt with themselves on it? Crying out loud. But this was just kind of a mock-up. This is what the idea that I kind of wanted. But I'm actually using a lot of different anglers that I've had the honor of fishing next to. And I'll go buy them one by one. I want to do a series of 6 graphic tees and just something that's different where somebody can look at that and they're just like, dude, that's a real person. Like, that's not a Photoshop design. I mean, it's Photoshop to be on a t-shirt, but like, that's actually a legitimate kayak angler that's getting on that tug life. So it should be cool, man. That's what I'm hoping to do. And if it blows up, man, I do not mind. You know, I know that there's some of these anglers that it's kind of weird, right? You use somebody else. You want to get their permission to put on a shirt. But if it blows up, I don't mind, saying, hey, dude, I'll give you $1 per shirt, or $2 per shirt, whatever, profit. Make yourself a little pocket money. You're on a t-shirt, dude. So, I'm not all about trying to make money off t-shirts, so I don't mind figuring all those logistics out to help, just to make it fun, dude. Just to make it fun. Oscar, what's up, dude? All right, so you are in. Oscar Entringel. I hope I'm saying that right. You want to stand up? Well, this one isn't much, dude. You're trying to get freaky, dude. It's just the top. I do have others, though. So I have one of Mario, dude. That shirt is pretty cool, man. I caught a picture of Mario hook gaffing a kingfish, dude. And it was like right when kingfish was halfway in and out. And yeah, I know. I won't use that, Mark. So I kind of did a cool design with that one. That's going to be one of them. And the rest, I'm still kind of reviewing, dude. They got to be legit, So I just think that's cool, man. Most of these companies who do produce shirts are there's great apparel companies out there. I just want to do something that was a little bit more about that Tug Life. I don't think anybody's grabbed that name, so I quickly grabbed it. And I'm in the works for holding on to that name so that nobody else can use it. But Tug Life, dude. Watch out, here it comes. Tug Life. Yeah, don't worry, dude. That one. We'll save that one for the adult show. All right. So yeah, this weekend, be careful. A few announcements, man, before we get into our conversation. This is podcast number 22. Thanks for riding it out with us, man. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to keep the conversation going about kayak fishing, man. The sport is growing tremendously. It's very different from what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 1 year ago. And there's growing pains that come with that, and we're going to talk a little bit about that on this podcast here. But it's just all an effort to just keep a good, healthy conversation rolling, have fun with you guys. I do a lot of in and out moving and filming and stuff, so I just think it's good for everybody just to kind of center up and just talk about kayak fishing, man. And this podcast is going to be morphing. First off, it's going to be morphing into an actual studio itself. And then I'm going to be bringing in people to actually talk to. So, it's going to be interesting, dude. It's going to be very interesting. Right now, this is just more of like, it's not even really an official podcast format. In a podcast, you want group discussion. It has to be kind of like that, right? So we're getting to that, but I want to make this very intimate. You know what I mean? I'm not here to talk to somebody so they can necessarily sell you on a particular. I mean, by all means, if I do bring on a guest and he has something he wants to show, let's give him a shout out for whatever he's doing. But what I'm more interested in is I want to get into the mind of these people, dude. I want to know who John Doe is, how he got into the industry, what he likes, what he doesn't like, or we can pick a topic if there's something going on and it's, up for open discussion, then we'll bring him on and hash it out and just have a good time with it. Of course, just keeping it healthy, right? So who's the last one? Oscar. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, just so you know, right up here, if you guys want in on this giveaway tonight, we're giving away a Tug Life shirt. And right now we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll see how it goes. Seriously, I want that first shot on these tees. Yeah, dude. For sure. Let me look at a couple things here. Okay. So, with it being the 20th podcast that we've done, we're in the process of picking up our first sponsor for the actual podcast itself. Just wanted to make that an announcement. And one of the things that I'm not going to announce who it is or whatever, but because we're still kind of figuring out some stuff. But I do want to say that whatever it is, it's going to kind of, I plan on giving it back to our viewers, our audience. So I'm hoping everything works out great. And man, dude, I'm stoked about it. I'm super excited to let you guys know who's going to be back in our podcast moving forward. And dude, we are about to have some fun with you guys, dude. So, but I can't say anything yet, man. It's got to be official. So that is coming. And let's see what we got here. See what we got here. Let me make sure I got my screen, which I do. So, ACK Demo Days, man. If you've never been to ACK, man, I got a confession to make. I've never been to an ACK Demo Day until this past week. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that. So I've got about 3 videos coming out where it's I'm getting on some kayaks that I've never really been on, and I can't wait to share them with you. I've got some thoughts about them, and hopefully it'll give you guys something to think about. This way, maybe on the next demo, whichever one it is that you guys attend, you've got something to kind of think about. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I got on a kayak that was almost a zero turn. I'll let you guys guess that one. It's a kayak I've never been on, but that thing turns, dude, on a dime. And it's like a zero turn. And when I got on it, man, I freaked out. I really did, man. So I also got to do a couple of interviews, and I also bombed an upgrade. I did an interview with Old Town, an on the water interview, and then we banked off, and it was my first time that I saw the brand new Predator PDL, and so we lined up, and I was gonna kind of talk about the upgrades, and I was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. But then once I got there, man, I realized I really didn't know all the official names of the upgrades. So, dude, I could not say. I still can't even remember what the heck it was, but it was they have a new bungee system on the hatch. So instead of the click seal that Old Town and like my Trident has, they changed it up to a bungee clip seal, almost, I guess you could say. Then they named the seat. I didn't even know that seat had an actual official name, and I don't think it did until now. So I was like, you know what, dude? Nah, we can't do this. This is, I tried. If they can piece that video together, dude, I will give them a huge props. The guys came down from Michigan to film that one. But dude, that was the roughest interview. That was not the interview. That was more of just like a update highlight. That was tough, dude. But anyway, that's how that went. Was it a Hobie? No, the 360, man, you know what? Speaking of Hobie, dude, there was a lot of Hobies out there, and I was hoping to get on one of those 360s, but then I remembered, no, they're not even out yet. There was no 360s or anything like that. This is kind of the soft demo, but it's still a very good demo because some companies do come out with brand new kayaks, like so that Predator PDL is out there, which they've upgraded a few things. I think there's 8 upgrades or 9. I could be wrong on that, but I was hoping to get there and actually put my hands on that Hobie 360, but no, I wasn't there. There was this kid on that, and I don't remember the name, but it's the one with the bars, and it's like a paddle board or whatever, and it's got the little, like, the kicks or whatever. You kind of move it by, like, doing that or whatever. I don't know what it's called. That was cool, dude. But I couldn't get these kids off of it, man. There was this one kid that was on it for, like, 2 hours. I was like, dude, this ain't Astroworld. This is not Astroworld, son. Get off. And, yeah, I don't know. That was tough. The Hobie didn't turn. No. Oh, well, the Hobie does have a. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying there, Ben. No, you're right. With the new Hobie that's coming out, 360, that's definitely a zero turn. There's another one out there right now that has a normal rudder. Normal rudder, dude. But it almost zero turn. Not really zero turn, but like it. I would say this: it turned within less distance of its own length. Which is pretty good. So yeah. So when I was there, man, and we'll ease this into the conversation, give you guys something to think about. Those demo days, it was, like I said, yeah, I've been to some demo days, but I had never been to theirs. And ACK Demo Days, holy smokes, dude. It was refreshing, man. I'll tell you one thing I got from this one was, since I got in the industry, not kayaking, but actually in the industry. So in my career, it was like about 8 years of kayak fishing, or it's been 8 or 9. I don't know, 8, I think. But I really didn't get actually into the industry until about maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. Maybe more, maybe less. No, definitely not less. At least 5 years ago. And when that happened, it's just been a little chaotic, dude. It's been fast moving, very busy, and a lot of fishing. And there's just a lot of moving parts to that. So, when I went to this demo, I just kind of it kind of checked me a little bit, dude, to see what was really important, because when you're there, me personally, I'm just so engulfed in the industry. It's been a while since I've stepped back and just watched new people come into the sport and just not know what's going on and just not know anything really. They're just everything, what from the life jacket, how it's being on or it's not properly on, to not even knowing what a paddle, how to hold it, and when I saw it, I was like, man, dude, there's a lot of people that need help in this industry. And it kind of made me think, you got to remember, you guys all here are paddlers, peddlers. You guys are in the industry. You're fishing. You guys know most of y'all know what you're doing. I think it's important to just remember how it was for you when you guys first started and how many questions y'all had and how dumb it may sound now to not hold a paddle right. But at one point, I remembered I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remembered one time I looked at this like, how do I hold this paddle? Do I look at this logo and it's supposed to be upright? I mean, that's what I would think, but I wasn't confident in saying that. And so it just made me think, people need help. And I think it's very important where we're at right now in the industry. to take care of it. It's growing so. Robert Pena, I got you. It's important, I think, as you guys are here, whenever and you guys have all helped people. I know some of you guys have helped people get into the industry, and I think it's important we take care of that. Not to become too much of a elitist, not to become too much of just too much about I don't know how to say this, man. To where you're pushing yourself away from those groups of people. I'm not saying to go out there and share all your fishing spots and this and that. I get it. We're fishermen, right? But that doesn't mean you can't go out there and show people the ropes. You know what I mean? And the sport is growing so fast and so quick. I feel like we've entered a stage where we're kind of at a little bit of a dangerous area, man. A lot of groups, a lot of little, I hate to say that word, but little cliques and stuff like that. And a lot of animosity, dude. You can see it around. You can definitely see that around. And I think that can turn around and bite the industry in the butt. And I know this is kind of controversial, and, some of y'all may not want to even hear that, but it's true. It really is true. And I think if you're listening, I think about that just for a second, and don't forget about the people who are new coming into our sport, because I think what can happen, something that can happen, and this isn't happening. This is just my prediction, is that if that escalates too much and we forget where we all came from, I think that when somebody new comes into the sport, we can give them a very sour impression, and we lose them. We're like, nah, kayak anglers are kind of like, they're kind of like this, or they're kind of, nah, I had a bad experience. This guy took me out in some weird conditions. I felt like I almost drowned, and he didn't even help me, or he didn't know what to do to help me. Things like that, man. I think we just need to be careful moving forward, because there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you guys to bring somebody in new to this sport and mold or change their life. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. I was introduced to this sport by a few people, and those people, I never even knew them. I've never even shaken their hand, but they had an influence on my life. They changed my course getting into this industry. So, yeah, just be careful with that, man. Don't burn bridges. Be nice. It's just fishing, dude. It really is, man. I mean, I've done this just because I really go out there and and I'll even whip it back to me, right? So, some guys don't like YouTubers. A lot of guys don't like YouTubers, and for good reasons. There's some bad ones out there that just probably just don't say the right thing sometimes. They don't. I've been there, I've given some bad advice. I'll come out I'll show you guys humility, and I cannot sit here and not say, you know what? Now that I think about it today, if I year 1, year 2, whatever, I'd be like, you know what? I wish I would have given this guy just a little bit different advice. I probably wasn't in the right position to tell him that, or to fix that, or to help him with that. And so those are just some of the things, dude, I think we all as a community need to focus in on, and just don't forget that. Just don't forget where you came from, because I'm telling you right now, not to say that I have insider information, but just know that the industry is going to continue to grow. It's going to take a possibly a different turn. You got your paddle, and then you got your pedal revolution, and there's another one coming. We've discussed that in a previous podcast. Hopefully you guys remember that. If not, you can find it. So there's another revolution coming, dude. There's another change in the market, and I don't know what it's going to do to kayak fishing. I really don't, man. I don't know. This is very unfamiliar territory, but we're going to see where it goes. There's a few companies that are in the middle of this revolutionary push, but expect it to get pretty crazy, pretty wild. Tournaments are probably going to change. The definition of kayak fishing is probably going to change. And I think moving forward, it's very important that we still all respect each other and just stay true to yourself, dude. Of all things, man. Don't lose that. Giveaway. Walker, what's up, dude? You're looking at the giveaway right here, man. I'm giving away some Tug Life shirts tonight. I may even toss in a decal. That's what we're giving away tonight. And then if you're just tuning in, Walker, how you doing, brother? We're announcing that we do have a sponsor announcement, but we're working on it. That's just so you know. So we've got some cool things in the works for you guys to make it exciting. And then the studio we just announced. I'm just catching you up, Walker, because you are in the spotlight right now. And we've got some interviews lined up. Some people that maybe you guys would love to shake hands with. And we'll get to know them, man. Get to know who they are behind what they do. Get in their heads. Crack them in the heads. So, yeah, that's what we're giving away tonight. Let me run through. If you guys have any questions on this last video that we did. So I recapped that second video, and I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. If you guys have any questions about kayaks right now, and surfing or punching out the surf or anything concerning offshore, go ahead and whip them out, and I'm gonna kind of go and rant about this. But I just want to make one thing clear. So there are different ways of coming back in through the surf. And I just felt like I didn't say this enough, but this is just my personal way of how I kind of wanted to. I always get a lot of questions on this. What are you looking for? How come you're not coming in backwards like everybody else? And why are you turning to waves? Why are you not staying straight? So I wanted to kind of clarify that as best as I could. And the thing I want to make clear is, I'm still learning a lot when it comes down to this. So I do have a really good ratio of not flipping. I haven't flipped in a few. Oh, no, I take that back. I did flip this year, but that was on the PDL. But that's expected, right? It's a pedal kayak. They don't really handle the surf that well. But it's been a while, and it's been a while because I've done some changes. I've listened to guys, and especially from New Zealand and Australia. I have one mentor over there, and they have a completely different territory. Their atmosphere is different, their waves are different, but I took some of his base principles and applied them to our area. So what's up, David? Not much yet, man. But everything is different. Okay, so somebody out of California could completely disagree with some of the stuff that I said on that video. Some of the guys from Hawaii could completely disagree with some of that stuff. The guys from New Zealand, Australia, the East Coast down in Florida, Virginia, all those guys. Well, Virginia has very similar surf to us, but some of these guys can very much disagree with that approach. But Texas it's different. It's unique. It's very short, choppy, and sloppy surf is what I always say. They're very unpredictable. Sometimes they come at you from one way, and then the next one rolls over and hits you from the right flank, left flank. And you got to do all these little quick budgeting and adjustments just on the fly things. Sometimes, not all the time. But what I said on there, there's easier ways when you first start. Typically, whenever you're in a pedal kayak, which most of you guys are going to be from here on out, moving as the industry progresses, there is a way, and I'll get a little bit more specific on this. I touched on it a little bit, but you can come back in reverse by. It's a lot easier in a pedal system, but you basically use your paddle. And you use your drive to propel backwards, but your paddle is still going to be your main, quick pivot adjustment. So if you need to, or a realign adjustment, your paddle is still very important. But what a lot of guys do, and Marshall Mamak, who is a good buddy of mine, is very good at this. Saw him do it really good in Florida. He'll just boom, 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 sprint backwards. But then once he's always looking forward, and once he sees that wave coming, he jams, puts his momentum back forward like he's trying to bust through it. But he always has his paddle right here on his hand. And then once he clears it and he's got time, he starts trading back. And then once he gets into smaller surf, jams his drive out, turns, and he just jumps out, grabs onto the back, and becomes a human drift sock. That's the best way to do it. So, okay, we got Bobby T. Did I get you? No, I didn't. All right, Bobby, I've got you on the shirt giveaway tonight. David Cortes, what's up, brother? Bobby T. Okay. Now, my curiosity is wondering, what do you mean about it changing in the future, tournament-wise? So the industry's changing, all right? we're going to, in a previous podcast, we were talking about the motorization, electric motor revolution. That's what's coming. That is what we feel like is probably going to be the new thing. You know what I mean? And the reason we say this is I got involved in a small little other podcast where they brought one of the, I guess he was a CEO or some sort of engineer for it, and they had a discussion about it. And I asked them a serious question, and the response that I got from it told me, I'm not going to get on to the details now, but that told me, based off what they said, was that they're making a push for it. So you're probably going, mark my words, dude. I have no inside information. Straight prediction here. I'm just guessing. In just a few years, I'm going to guess that we're probably going to have kayaks that are the same price as, let's say, like your Hobies, Predator PDLs, and that like high 2, low 3K range, that are going to be pre-molded and already coming with some sort of an electric motor. That's my prediction. I think that is where the industry is going to go. So you're going to get a lot of cross-platforming kayaks to where when you buy that next Cadillac, it's going to come already equipped with your lithium batteries, your electric motor. You're going to it's going to be paddleable, and if you want to swap out and drop a drive, you'll have that ability. I think that's where we're headed. And the reason I think that there's going to be changes is because, well, what do you do in the tournament scene? I mean, if that are you going to, I mean, obviously you're in a different class of kayak, or it's not kayaking, if you ask me. That's how I see it. But some of you guys may say, no, it's still kayak fishing, But the thing is are you going to want to compete against somebody who's going on manpower, or are you going to want to compete against somebody who's going on manpower and or electric motors? That's the big question, and it's already happening in the big tournament scenes. Once those big guys pick it up, that means that the ball is already rolling, whether we like it or not. And you can see it already in Extreme, and you can already see it in the KBF. Those are the two big ones, and that is crossing both offshore and inshore. So it's very interesting, man. It's very, very interesting, and that's what I meant by that. So that is how I feel about where we're headed, and that's where I don't know. Some people like it, some people don't. But I think the main thing about this is, and Jim explained this very well when he said it, And I'm not telling you guys this, but this was his response, and I can agree with him. And I quote Jim Sammons. He says, don't tell me how to have fun. And he's always kind of said that. And when I heard him say that, I was like, you know what, man, this dude's right. Who are we to tell somebody how to have fun? If somebody's having fun on a electric kayak or a motorized kayak, then let them. We should not be judging on how people can have fun in this industry. And if more people are having more fun in this industry on motors, and our population of the drive and the paddle start to decrease because of that, and there's another boom, then what do we do? Are we going to sit and complain and moan about it? Or are we going to test it out and see what all the fun's about? So, but I just say that because there's going to be changes. So they would fall under the boat class. And right now, yes, Ernesto, so that yes, they would. And currently, yes, they are. They are currently divisions, but in the KBF, I believe it's all in one. And you're talking about, I mean, those guys, that's a big tournament, dude. You're talking about like $100,000 tournament, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, don't quote me on this, but it's up there, dude. And I don't know if there's divisions on that. If somebody could find that out. I need a little secretary, dude. Where's Ruben at? So, yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see where it all goes. But that's where. All right, where are we at? Let me give you guys an update here on this giveaway. I want to make sure how much time I got here. Oh, we're good. Okay, we're gonna slowly wrap this up. If you guys have any questions, man, fire them off. If not, remember, if you guys want in on the giveaway, we don't have very many. Did anybody else? Bobby T was our last one. In order to get on this giveaway, we're about to do it right now. Arturo, what's up, brother? All right. That is, yeah, it would mean that prices do come down. And I think that those motorized, the technology right now, it doesn't necessarily make the price of kayaks go up, because man, you can put those motors on $1,000 kayak mold, and man, dude, you're in a, and all of a sudden, yeah, okay, your kayak's $1,000, the motor's $1,000. You're basically in a fast kayak that's worth about $2,000, and you're in a fast one. You know what I mean? I think that they can make those motorized kayaks in the $2,000 range. So, and the technology is just getting better, dude. On lithium batteries, it's getting way better. Guys are cruising at about 5 to 7 miles an hour, and they're going all day on them, dude. The ones that have tested out so far, it depends on a lot. It depends on environment and current and wind and what kind of kayak you're putting it on. But people are having fun on those things, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy. So we'll see. If I ever get my hands on one, we'll play around with it. I'll let you guys know what I think. If you enter the tournament knowing that. Yeah. Okay, so if you guys are tuning in, before we do this giveaway, I'm going to give you guys one last shot. Like the video, hashtag Next Level Fishing TV, only once on this chat. And I'm going to add you to the list, and I will give you guys about a minute. And then we will do the giveaway, and we will wrap it up. Robert Pena, so can I enter in a jet ski onto a kayak tournament? Has motor? I don't know. Hobie has that, but you have to have 3K. Yep, you do have to have 3K. I mean, technically, that's already out. The Predator PDO has I forget what it's called. It's like an MX, I think. They already work with Minn Kota on this. They already have a kayak. So the Predator has 3 tiers. There's the Predator PDL, and then there's a Predator something MX or something. I don't know. I forget the name of it, but it comes with a Minn Kota drop motor. So if anybody hit that market first before it was about to blow up, that was definitely Johnson Outdoors. David Cortes, did I get you? Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to give y'all 10 seconds. Anybody else? I'll give y'all 10 seconds. Okay, so just so you guys know, we've got a series of 3 shirts, right? These are just graphic tees. I haven't, like I said before, I haven't really got into fishing shirts yet. And what I mean by that is like dry fit and stuff. These are just cool shirts, man, just to walk around the house, the mall, show up to church, whatever you do, man. And when people see that Tug Life shirt, I guarantee you, there's going to be somebody on these shirts is going to be on a fish, on a tug, and they're just going to be like, wow, you pulled that out on that little small plastic boat? You'd be surprised, man, how many people still don't. I mean, even though our industry's growing, people freak out about that stuff, man. People freak out. People freak out every day if I don't, they're just not into the fishing thing, and they see me pulling out a king, or if I show them a picture of a selfie or whatever the case may be, they're just like, what? That? In that? How? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? They just don't get it, man. All right. Yeah. Oh, wait. I think New Vibes comes also with the big... Really? Okay. Mark says he thinks the New Vibes are coming out with the Bixie. Interesting. I know that... You know what? Yeah, you might be right. I know that they came out with a paddle, a drive, but I didn't know if it came out with the motor. That's... Well, okay. Well, then they're the first ones to strike. If you don't win, you want to buy a shirt. Yeah, you can buy a shirt. What do we have them priced at? I think they're between 14 and 18. Just depends on if you want front and back graphics. So it costs different. It's less. I think the ones like these are they're just $14 tees. I mean, it's like you go to Old Navy, same price as those. But once you start putting stuff on the back, I have different levels of it. I think the most expensive one right now is only 18. So nothing's over 20 that we have right now. And we're going to have 6 of those. So there's going to be 6 in our new, and we haven't made this a public announcement. Like, you guys are seriously who tune in are the first ones to see this. We haven't opened up the e-commerce store. We haven't gone to try and put these shirts anywhere. You guys are literally testing out some of the first ones, and I'm going to be keeping track in touch with y'all. I want y'all's feedback. Wash it a few times. Let's see how the ink holds. If you have any issues, if you feel like it's too big, too small, whatever. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we got 10. David Cortes was the last one. Okay, so I'm going to give you your number, all right? So Luis is 1. Mark is 2. Mesquite is 3. Ernesto is 4. Michael is 5. Oscar is 6. Robert is 7. Bobby 8. Arturo was 9. David was 10. So we've got random.org, 1 through 10. Random generate. Oh, okay. Of course. Oh, okay. No, I thought. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that, but wait. Can y'all see that? Let me see. It's 10. I'll take a screenshot of it right now. I don't want you guys to think I'm pulling strings here. So number 10-1, David. Congratulations, man. It's like that saying, dude. Sometimes it's good to be late to the show. So whoever number 10 is, David Cortes. If you could, if you are on our Facebook page, hit us up. If not, send me an email to nextlevelfishingtv@gmail.com. I'm going to put it right here. Fishingtv@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know your size. I'll go over some colors with you, and it just ships directly to your address, man. It's awesome, dude, because it's out of our hands. All I got to do is just boop, whatever you want, and then it goes. So, David, congrats, dude. And by the way, that shirt that you are, that one, I'm going to show you a few different ones. If you don't want this one, that's fine. There's a few of them of kingfish just getting slammed. There's this one. That's the Texas sailfish. That's the one. That was our probably the highest point that just the most amazing thing we've ever done on the show, to be honest with you. And we've done some cool things, dude. All right, we've had a couple of nice sailfish episodes going to Florida, fishing the extreme. But this one was just crazy. Very rare. So, and that's probably one of the only real pictures you'll see until somebody does it again. Until Mark, the king whisperer, comes out and hammers a sailfish, and then he'll replace me basically on these shirts. So congrats, dude. That's I'm stoked to hear your opinion on them. I'll finish up some of these questions before I take off. It's Bixie ready. Yeah. Okay. The Vibe is one. Yes. The Vibe has an option of pulling the big. Okay. I'm gonna look. Okay. So a few of you guys are talking about this Vibe and Bixie. I'm gonna look into that. So if this is true, then wow, dude. Wow. That's all I gotta say. If it doesn't fit you, yeah, cool, man. And if you guys are interested in a shirt and if you want to get a few, just hit up that email. Let me know what you have, and I'll show you. I'll tell you how much. They're not much, dude. They really aren't. So I mean, most of these graphic tees right now, I think most of them go for like $20 or something like that. And like I said, we're not trying to make money off of these. This is just gas money, to be honest with you. So we're like charging bottom of the barrel. And I'm getting rid of them for $14. Same price if you were to go to Old Navy, dude. And I'll work on fishing shirts, but I first want to concentrate on the graphic tees. And this lineup is called Tug Life. And it's about anybody who's on plastic, who's getting on that Tug Life. All right, brother. Well, yeah, I appreciate it, Mark. Well, I guess I'm going to let you guys go, man. Hey, we had a smooth stream. So hopefully sometime next week, whenever we come back next week on next, we do this podcast every Thursday at 7 Central Standard Time, or at least try. If you guys want to be reminded, you can hit that little bell button on our channel. And the only time we ever go live is for this podcast. So you won't get notifications for other stuff, I think, other than just this podcast under the playlist. And it'll just notify you on your phone whenever we go live. So, You guys have a wonderful week, man. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for having fun with us, man. I hope to see some of you guys on the water. And if you're wondering what's next, what we're doing, so we are after a tarpon. We are in transition and waiting for bull reds. And we are waiting for these fronts to blow through so that we can get into that gator trout territory. And there's some new and fun, exciting things that I want to share with you guys that I have learned on targeting these specific species. So if you're new to the show, what we do here is we cinematically sort of film a lead up to a trophy catch, but we don't want to leave you just stuck waiting months for that. So we have behind the scenes that fills you. We're trying to do it every week. Fills you in the gaps of what we do and what it takes to actually get to that moment. So it's real, none of this stuff is scripted. Money don't buy fish, dude. You got to get out there and put in the work. And that's what we do. And we take you guys along for the ride. And you guys have been great and supportive. So later, guys. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. I don't mean to get into y'all's family time. Spend some time with the family because I know I'm about to. And we'll see you guys later.